Now, I'm going to start at Jonah chapter 3. And the word of the Lord came unto Jonah the second time, saying, Arise, go into Nineveh, that great city, and preach unto it the preaching at that I bid thee. So Jonas arose and went into Nineveh according to the word of the Lord. Now Nineveh was an exceedingly great city of 3 days' journey, and Jonah began to enter into the city a day's journey, and he cried and said, Yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. So the peoples of Nineveh believed God and proclaimed a fast and put on sackcloth from the greatest of them even to the least of them. Nineveh repented. So if Nineveh repented, and Jonas even got angry. Okay. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 7. When it spoke concerning the birth of Jesus Christ. Isaiah chapter 7. First, let me speak here. Nineveh repented. So God had no ought against the enemy. He spared the city. But Alexander the Great came in and he consumed all of this and destroyed the city. If they repented, why were they slain? Why did Alexander the Great, why did he allow Alexander the Great to come in there and kill Nineveh? And Nineveh was one of the cities which he spared because they repented. He said that. Why? Isaiah chapter 7 will give you the answer. Because of Jesus. It became a race issue. Because of Jesus, because of Isaiah the prophet prophesied that Jesus was going to be born, Jesus was coming out of the seed, a descendant of Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve was a black man. The Gentiles didn't want him to be born a black person out of the black race because they know that they was not even in the book of life. They despised dominion. And so what they did was, in order to take and die, to deceive us in these later days, they had to come down and destroy all of these black peoples and dilute the pigmentation. What had happened was, this is why God tells us in St. Matthew, the wheat was growing with the tares. They had come down after Darius, who was a black man, because this had never been destroyed, took over the Chaldees, who had took over God's people, who was placed in here, who was not a people spoken of by the prophets of Isaiah. Once they got this spy group out of here, who was the Chaldees, he was a Satan that God said. Clean this area just like he said it was. It was swept clean. That one Satan went out, one spirit left out, which was a spy group, left out because God sent Darius in here to take over. He went there. Then Alexander the Great knew that he was their brother down here, the Chaldees, and God was getting ready to bring Jesus in here to be born. Then Alexander the Great came in to try to destroy Jesus before he was born. It became a race issue to keep him from being born a person of the black race. This is what happened. They came in, the Chaldees was the peoples. You read the prophecy of Isaiah. He said the peoples was not a peoples until the Assyrian gave it. The Assyrian came out of Nimrod, who was the son of Ham, who was a person of the black race. Babylon was created by a black person. But they used these people because these people was good in technology because of the chemical makeup of them angels. They came in and became friends, creating weapons of mass destruction, giving it to them. And when it ended up, they took over and took the kingdom of the black race. That's what they did. And so when Darius came in and took the spy group out, which was the CIA, which is the Chaldees. You can see that they spied on the Hebrew children in Daniel chapter 3. These people up here became angry because what they do, they send the spy groups in first to take and pretend to see who all they could be friends with. And when they come in, they'll say, we are helping this people. And when they come in, they just helping themselves. When you take and destroy them and the people there led this happen, they'll turn and destroy them. And what they did was come down here and try to dilute all of this here. And this is what God is speaking of is happening to the world today. They go little by little, pretending they is peoples of the peoples when they perceive only of themselves. In Habakkuk and other parts of the Bible, it tells you they destroyed peoples through secrecy. I just got to reading about in Military, but they study the mindset of peoples through night and they come in practice. How are we going to take this domain? How are we going? But they come in at the name of peace and get you under the umbrella of their law of democracy. Then you got to serve the law of democracy. And once you deserve their law of democracy, they get you in the umbrella, and sooner or later they rob and kill you. Well, once they found Jesus was going to be born in his clan, and they came down, Alexander the Great came down. I don't know whether I'm going to have time to read this, but I'm going to try. After Alexander, part of Maghreb 1, first book. From that came forth a sinful root, verse 10, of Ephraim, son of Anathoth, the king had been a hostage in Rome. He began to reign in the 137th year of the kingdom of Greece. Now, this is the one that God spoke to Daniel and said, they will come. Now, verse 41, I'm going to go there because I don't have much time. In Maccabees, Macabes, 41. Then the king wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and that each should give up his custom. All the Gentiles accepted the command of the king. Many even from Israel gladly adopted his religion. They sacrificed to Baal and profaned the Sabbath, and the king sent letters by messengers to Jerusalem and the cities of Judea. He directed them to follow customs strange to the land, to forbid burnt offering and sacrifice and drink offering in the sanctuary, to profane Sabbaths and feasts, do defile the sanctuary and the priests, to build altars and sacrifice sacred presents and shrines for idols, to sacrifice swine and unclean animals, and to leave their sons uncircumcised. They were to make themselves abominable by everything unclean. This is what they required of these people. So I'm going to go to 58, verse 58, since I'm running out of time here. They kept using violence against Israel. Those found month after month in the city, and on the 25th day of the month they offered sacrifice on the altars which was upon the altar of burnt offering, according to the decree. They put to death the women who had their children circumcised, and their families and those circumcised them, and they hung them the infants from their mother's neck. This is some of the things. Trying to kill Jesus before he was